There's a Lawrenceville company that's saying thank you to those frontline workers in a very unique way. Pour Brewing Company is releasing a new beer called Thank You Note, and it's going to be handed out free to those workers as they fight the coronavirus.
We wanted to do something to kind of honor those that are fighting this battle on the front lines for us. They're risking their lives on a daily basis, and while all we do is brew beer, we thought, well, what we can do is we can provide some sense of encouragement for those folks. And so we came up with Thank You Note, which is an IPA that we're doing. And you can see on the can artwork here, each of our team members wrote thank you in their own handwriting on this can. We worked with Hophead Farms. They gave us a discounted price on some hops so that we could do this, do a really, really good beer, not just a mediocre beer, but do a really great beer for those that are fighting this battle. And
the main goal is
right.
to support the community.
Yep.
Say thanks, and then just provide something for people to look forward to.
So we're calling it our Southern Style IPA with notes of passion fruit, tangerine, peach, and lime.
Medical worker, truck driver, frontline, EMS, fire, police, anybody that's still shucking and jiving at this time. So we just want to say thanks and do what we can to help those that are helping everybody else.
And that beer is expected to be released in just a couple of weeks, and a special brew is being made out of, get this, passion fruit, peaches, and lime. You can read a lot more about it on mylawrencevillenews.com.